Okay, hello everyone. Welcome. How you doing? Darkside Phil here, live on the stream. Happy Sunday. November 13th, 2016. I'm a little late today, and I apologize for that. I had a conversation with my parents on the phone earlier that went along. It ended up being like an hour-long conversation, and I didn't expect that to happen, but they had a lot of news regarding back east. You know, back to my old homeland of Connecticut. They had a lot of information regarding, the weather and stuff going on with my relatives, stuff going on in my condo, the election and the results and all of that. And we talked a lot, and it ended up taking up a long time. So because of that, I'm a little late today on stream, and I apologize for that. But in order to accommodate that, I will not be doing any plugs on the stream. That's right. You can see right now, if you're watching the stream live, or if you're watching this video on demand on YouTube, is my starting screen that has all the plugs on it. The only one that's not on there is Loot Crate. And you all know about my Loot Crate discount link and referral code that you can find in the description of my videos and streams. If you want that, you can check that out. If you're interested, I don't know if you are or not, but everything's here, and I'm not going to take any time to individually plug anything because I'm late. There you go. I punish myself. Wow. That was a good one. So anyway, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Right now, there's a lot of positive stuff going on that's making me pretty excited. First of all, I'm heading into the Endgame of Dishonored 2, which I've really enjoyed playing these past couple of days. I'll be honest, Thursday was kind of slow. Thursday, I didn't particularly like it too much at the very beginning because it really was the tutorial and stuff. But once I started unlocking better abilities and such, I've been doing a hell of a lot better, okay? And now we're heading into the Endgame. I'm pretty overpowered at this point. I'm able to easily kill most enemies. I'm able to even take on entire mobs and not really have much difficulty with it. And I can, do a lot of platforming and climbing and gallivanting around. I'm getting most of, if not all, the bone charms and runes in the areas. I solved last night. For those of you who did not check out my videos from last night, honestly, you need to check him out because that was one of the best, definitely best parts of the entire game. I was in the manor, and in this particular manor, which is stage 7, it was stage 7 of the game, you're using his time manipulation mechanic to go back in time, because right now in the present, this manor is all decrepit, and the owner of the manor is kind of nutty, alright, but in the past, it was a place where there were guards, and there was all kinds of affluent stuff, and there was a seance that took place, pretty cool supernatural stuff. And using the time manipulation mechanic to go back and forward, there were some interesting and unique puzzles that I was able to solve by doing a few pretty cool things. Like in one particular puzzle, there was a safe, and the safe was half encased in like this blood fly, growth, whatever you want to call it. So I went back in time and found out the source of it was that there was a dead dog that they left in the room, and it basically got infected by blood flies and overgrew the room. So I grabbed the dead dog in the past, threw it in an oven, burned it in the oven, and then when I went back to the present, the blood fly stuff was gone. So then I was able to go back to the past again and see the combination, I was able to see in the present the combination of the safe, because the door was open, and then I went back to the past and opened the safe and took all the items out of the safe. It was pretty cool. And there's a few different puzzles like that were implemented in this area that I very particularly enjoy. And so if you did not see those videos from last night, that's one of the best segments of the game by far. You definitely should check it out, but I will warn you, the frame rate is pretty terrible in that area. It gets really choppy when you're trying to use the time manipulation lens and see between the time periods. And it really annoyed me because there was a few times when I was trying to solve something and you couldn't really see because it was getting real chopped up, like into the teens. So it is what it is. There's good stuff and there's bad stuff about the game. Overall, I have enjoyed it, and I hope you've been enjoying the playthrough. I pretty much have kind of isolated myself from the YouTube and the views and all that. I'm not looking at stream attendance numbers. I'm not looking at views on the videos. And it's hilarious because people are of the impression that I am. And it's hilarious because people get these impressions of a playthrough based off of views. And I think it's bullshit. Because the bottom line is this. This game is great, and I really like it, and I'm enjoying it, and I think that it's a good playthrough. Because I'm immersed in the game, I'm not being distracted by stuff going on around me. You know what I mean? And I'm not letting any negativity get to me, and I'm really focusing on the game itself. I mean, last night I played offline for 2 hours, so there was nothing there. It was just me hyper-focused on the game. But it's hilarious to see some feedback. Phil's not liking his game, or he's not liking what he's doing on YouTube. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just stupidity, and what it is people let YouTube itself, the views and stuff on YouTube, try to determine the quality of a game or a playthrough, when that's not the case at all. It's not, you know? And that's sad, because that basically means people are gullible. I don't know what else to say. It's the truth. People see a video, and if it doesn't have a bunch of views on it, that must be a bad video. No. Not at all. But that's how people believe. That's the mentality. So, I just want to clarify. I like this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. That's why I'm staying away from all the bullshit and the pressure of YouTube views and all of that after it kind of got to me on Thursday. I'm staying away from it, and I'm just playing the game at my own pace and enjoying it, and that's it. If I didn't like this game, I wouldn't keep playing it. That's the bottom line. If I didn't like Dishonored 2, I would have stopped. And the same thing with some people. Oh, he's going to quit it because it has low views. No, I don't care. I'm still playing it because it's a great game. In fact, this is going to probably make my Game of the Year awards countdown. It's that good of a game. The only shortcomings of the game, really, is the frame rate. Outside of that, the narrative's been great. A lot of the puzzles and things have been ingenious, right? It's really good. I like it. Really solid gaming experience that I've had a lot of fun with. So, today I'm heading into, well, I'm already in Chapter 8, and the game has 10 chapters. So it actually looks like I may be concluding the game tomorrow, which is perfect, dead on what I wanted to do. Because what that's going to allow me to do is wrap up my playthrough with Emily's Chaos Run, probably on the earlier side tomorrow, and then tomorrow night I can whip together a review. Now, the review is going to basically be a review in progress, because honestly, I can't say it's a full game review until I play both sides, and I see how different Corvo is. Alright, and until Corvo, until I get a chance to play with Corvo, you know what I mean? I can't say, oh, here's a full game review. That would be unfair. But at the same time, let's all be honest here. Do I really have another 20 free hours to play a playthrough of Corvo right away? No, I don't. So what I would like to do is kind of do a review in progress / half review of the Emily side of the game, so that I can at least say, if you're going to play with Emily, here's what you can experience, and here's what I thought about the game. And if I get a chance to play the whole game with Corvo coming up, then I will, but I don't know if I'm going to get that chance, We'll have to see. So, that's the deal. Dishonored 2 today, Dishonored 2 tomorrow, and hopefully wrapping it up tomorrow, and then the review coming out Monday night. Tuesday's Watch Dogs 2, premiering. All day I'll be playing it. And I'll be doing that all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday. And then, Friday, Pokemon Moon. I'll be beginning. And then, that whole next week will be a balance between Watch Dogs 2, Pokemon Moon, and I'm going to definitely try to squeeze in zombies and multiplayer for Infinite Warfare, which has now not been played in quite a while, so that I can review that game as well, which has kind of been on hold for a bit. What can you do, So, there you have it. That's kind of the schedule. All right, now, one thing, ladies and gentlemen, because I said I'm not doing plugs, the one thing that I do want to let you know before I get started, the year is almost over. If you're not aware, today is November 13th. That means there's only a month and a half left in 2016. What do I do at the end of the year? Well, I do my year-end series. And what's included in my year-end series? Well, of course, you got my Game of the Year awards. You got my annual Funniest Moments of the Year countdown. You've got my annual Worst Games of the Year, or Most Disappointing Games of the Year, which is probably what I'll call it again. But the thing that I want to bring up right now is the Funniest Moments countdown, alright? Now, here's why. Here's why. This year, I think I've mentioned the KingofHate.com forums pretty much only in regards to if you're a patron and if you're nominating and voting on games for an event. And that's some neglect on my part, alright? Because the bottom line is the forums have other purposes. There's people who use them regularly for chatting. You go there to post up your questions for Ask the King and such. And one major use for the KingofHate.com forums, and one of the major reasons why I pay to have this website maintained and operating is because at the end of the year, I use the forums for the funniest moments, nominations, and then the voting. If you're not aware, because I know many of you may be newer viewers, or maybe you don't watch my year-end stuff, you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's the fan-voted funniest moments of the year. All during the course of this year, some of my more adamant viewers, meaning those who watch all of my stuff, have been nominating moments of things that they found to be very funny on my forums on thekingofhate.com. In fact, there's a thread. If you go there and you go to playthroughs, in that area, there's actually the funniest moments of the year nomination thread, okay? And what I do is at the end of the year, typically it's usually early December, I go to the forums and I go through there. And I'll maybe take the top 20 moments out of the things that have been nominated and I put them into a poll. And what happens is the viewers then vote on what they think are the funniest moments, and it becomes the top 10 funniest moments of the year countdown. Now, sometimes we have honorable mentions and the like, so I think it could be a pretty fun experience to kind of go back and to go back and say, you know, here's some of the coolest things that happened in Phil's videos, or the most unexpected things, or the funniest things that made us all laugh or say, wow. It's a cool thing. It's kind of a retrospective series. And it usually ends up being one of my best series of the year as a cool way to look back at how the whole year's gone down, right? So here's the reason I'm bringing this up. I haven't mentioned this in a ridiculously long time. And I don't necessarily go to the forums all the time to check up on what's going on over there. But it would definitely make sense for those of you who watch my stuff all the time, especially if you like all my stuff, but you weren't even aware that this is going down, head over to the kingofhate.com forums, register if you haven't, alright? And you can nominate some of the stuff that you're seeing in my game playthroughs that you find funny, or you could just wait, because soon there's going to be polls, alright? So I strongly recommend that you nominate stuff on the kingofhate.com forums. But if not, at the very least, please participate in the voting that will be coming up soon, alright? I'll be mentioning this more and more on a daily basis so that people know that it's coming. So that way, we'll have better things. The bottom line is, the more moments that people nominate, the better this series is, right? Because the bottom line is, every day, I play, what? A minimum of 3.5 to 4 hours of gameplay. Some days I'm working, 5-6 hours of gameplay. Now, multiply that times 365. That's a lot of gameplay to go through and try to remember, oh, there was a funny moment here or there, and I honestly couldn't do it myself. I rely on you guys who watch my stuff to say, oh, I remember that really hilarious thing that happened in this playthrough, I'll nominate that and this, and I get the feeling this year with some of the hilarious stuff that happened in playthroughs like Scarface and the like, we're going to have a lot of stuff to go through, okay? So, please, if you haven't, register for the kingofhate.com forums. Please nominate your funniest moments. Now would be a great time to do it, only because the voting is going to begin probably in December. So we've got a good couple weeks here where people can start regularly heading over there and nominating stuff, and and we get a good helping of stuff for the polling. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I wasn't kidding. I wasn't exaggerating. I'm done. Let's get started. So actually, typically, if you actually look, I'm actually starting earlier than usual. The stream started late, yet gameplay is actually starting earlier than it has the past few days. Funny how that works out. Alright, let's do it. Let's jump back into Dishonored 2, and let's invade the palace and take out the Duke.